I've had the Samsung S25 Ultra since launch, and after shooting hundreds of hours of video and pixel peeping like a madman as I crafted the greatest LUT of all time for Samsung Log, I've discovered the very best settings for capturing video that look so good no one will believe it was shot on a smartphone, along with a Samsung bug so bad it will literally destroy your video in a single tap if you don't know about it. So if you're serious about getting pro results using the native app, give me 7 minutes of your time and I'll show you how to get the best video possible from your S25 Ultra. Let's start with the most basic settings. These are all set and forget. First of all, if you want the best results from the camera app, you need to be using the Pro Video mode. The standard video mode just won't cut it, and if you want to save time finding Pro Video mode, select More, tap Edit, and move all your non-essential camera modes to the More shelf, then tap Save. Next, if you're a filmmaker, you don't want the camera app resetting to photo mode every time you launch it, tap the Quick Controls button, open Settings, select Settings to keep and enable camera mode and exposure. These will be preserved through app launchers now. Tap back and scroll up to the video settings. Make sure video stabilization is on unless you're filming on a tripod, in which case turn it off. Next, tap on Advanced Video Options. Make sure HEVC is enabled. Turn on high bitrate videos for the highest quality, disable HDR, and most importantly, enable log capture. This will give us the most dynamic range and flexibility to dial in the perfect film look. Tap back once, and lastly, under General Settings, enable the Composition Guide. If we tap on it, we can choose level only, grid only, or both. I'll select both and tap back twice to return to the camera. With our camera settings menu correctly dialed in, now we get to the most important camera settings, which are applied from the main interface. First is resolution. For the best looking video, you need to select 8K. Even if you intend to deliver in 4K or 1080p, shooting in 8K does something extremely important. It disables digital sharpening, which is essential for a more filmic image. Compare 8K versus 4K and you'll notice in 4K that Samsung jacks up the artificial sharpening and it looks awful. 8K, even when downsampled, gives us a much more organic looking image. Next is frame rate, and we want to choose 24 FPS. This is the standard for motion picture capture and instantly replicates one of the key attributes of the film look. Now we need to enable log, and as you will see, it delivers a flat washed out image. However, we are now capturing the most dynamic range possible and leaving ourselves the most room to dial in the perfect look in post-production. Don't worry, you can correct this in a single tap on your phone, and I'll show you how in just a moment, or achieve even better results with just a few clicks in apps like LumaFusion, VN Editor, or DaVinci Resolve on Mac or PC, which is completely free. And lastly, if you want the highest image quality, make sure you choose the 1x lens where possible. It has the best sensor, lowest noise, and highest dynamic range and detail. If you need to get closer to your subject, either invest in a good lens like this 1.7x telephoto linked below, or move your camera physically closer. If you do nothing more than hit record, you are now getting the best quality video out of your S25 Ultra while filming in full auto. If we tap to open our recording in the gallery, we can preview our clip, and if we swipe up, we can tap Correct Color, and Samsung's official Rec 709 LUT is applied to our video and it's ready to share. You can even tap to save a copy with the LUT applied to your gallery. However, if you want to go from good to great looking video, there are two more things you must do to harness the full power of Samsung Log on the S25 Ultra. The first is to manually expose your video using what's called the 180-degree shutter rule. Simply put, using a shutter speed of 1/50th, which is approximately double our frame rate, we unlock cinematic motion blur that goes hand in hand with 24 FPS capture for a filmic look. By default, when exposure is set to auto, your phone will jack up the shutter speed, which results in video with zero motion blur. Every frame is tack sharp. As a result, it looks like smartphone video, not a cinema camera. But if we tap on shutter speed, switch from auto to manual, and set this to 1/50th, we have instantly transformed the S25 Ultra into a cinema camera. But obviously we have a problem. The shot is totally blown out. Even if we tap on ISO, switch to manual, and set it as low as possible, it is still blown out. This is why an ND filter is absolutely essential if you want to achieve cinematic video on a smartphone in bright conditions. I use this set from Freewell, which I absolutely love. There are 4 strengths and they allow me to reduce the amount of light hitting the sensor. Check the pinned comment for a link and full review. Now I can get perfect exposure with Filmic Motion Blur for the ultimate film look, and I can adjust exposure manually using the ISO slider only in combination with the correct strength ND filter. For ISO, the lower the better for a clean image. Jacking up ISO will introduce noise. And finally, the last ingredient for the highest quality video on the S25 Ultra is to use a LUT to convert Samsung log into something that looks amazing and is ready to share. This requires an extra step, of course, as Samsung doesn't support LUTs in the camera app. However, it is easy and so worth it. Just about every editing app supports .cube LUTs, which can be dragged and dropped onto your footage. Samsung has released a free Rec. 709 conversion LUT, which I've linked below. However, it's pretty terrible. If you want a premium film look like what you see here, I've created the Gloat LUT for Samsung Log, the greatest LUT of all time, and it is designed to deliver Arri Alexa colors on steroids for a filmic contrast curve, smooth highlight roll-off, stunning skin tones, and colors that pop. This is a paid LUT, but the difference between the free Samsung LUT and Gloat for Samsung Log is night and day, as you can see. I've linked it below if you want to check it out. And of course, you don't need to use LUTs at all, as the beauty of Samsung Log is you can craft your look from scratch using an app like DaVinci Resolve. So now you know the best settings for cinematic video using the camera app in Pro Video mode on the S25 Ultra. But before you go out and shoot your cinematic masterpiece, remember I warned you about that one setting that will ruin your footage due to a Samsung bug? Well, that is white balance. While locking white balance is fundamental on any camera, Samsung has a long-standing bug that means you should not manually lock white balance. As soon as you do, it introduces an ugly magenta color cast that destroys your image. And this applies to all camera modes, including photos. So firstly, use the link in the pinned comment to go to a thread I started on Samsung's forum and tell them to fix their shit. And secondly, until they do, use auto white balance. I hope this video helped you unlock Pro Video mode on the Samsung S25 Ultra. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you want to master mobile filmmaking. Any questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments below. I appreciate hearing from you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.